Hello everyone, and welcome back to Dragon Age the Veilguard. This is episode 10, where last time we recruited Tash, the dragon hunter, and got to explore the Ravane coast. And it was a gorgeous location. I love spending time in there and doing some more quests. But today, we get to recruit our final companion. We're going to the Necropolis, and finally getting to check out our Mournwatch backstory. And that's going to be really exciting. However, before we proceed with that, I will just mention, just so we're all aware of it, that I know about Tasha's story ahead of time, and it's unfortunately been unavoidable because the internet is raging and ranting about Tash as a character, and she's sort of become the target of the game that people are latching onto to easily direct hate to the game and the writing and all that sort of stuff. Now, I haven't gotten there myself, so I will hold my opinions until I actually am able to play through the game. I see that a lot of hate comes from people that haven't even experienced the character and dropped the game only after a few hours, or have only watched out of context YouTube clips. So I just want to say that I'll hold my I'll be reserving my judgment until I actually experience the storyline. Unfortunately, there is an element of the gender identity companion quest that has been given away in that sense. I just know to, I guess, expect that. So I can't just be like willfully ignorant of the fact that that's going to happen, because everyone's ranting and raving about it. But that's all I want to say about it, is I'm aware of it, and we'll see what happens when we get there. I think Tash was written by I'm just trying to think. They wrote some other characters and companions that people really like. So I think people are having just issues with, you know, no surprise, the gender identity itself, and that's kind of unfortunate. But we'll see what happens when we cross that bridge. But it's obviously something that some people can relate with and some people don't at all, and that will be a point of contention. But, you know, every companion is written in every BioWare game to be their own person and different people, and we don't always like every companion in every BioWare game. I know that there's people that hate companions in previous BioWare games too, just based on how they are as a character, how they're written, etc., etc. And it seems that Tash has become the target of this game. But I don't have any negative opinions so far. I liked Tash's companion quest, and I liked the recruitment quest as well. It was quite fun. So we'll just see how we go as we progress through. We'll be referring to Tash as the game is currently with she/her, because that's just where we're at in the game, even if I'm aware that that may change as we progress. But I'll just get that out of the way at the start of the episode. Now we're in the Lighthouse, and we do have our companions around in places having conversations. So we're going to check in and see what they're hanging out about.
I wish I could breathe fire. I don't know, it just feels like the kind of thing that could be useful, you know?
Sometimes it helps to burn through stuff.
I wonder if we could make it go further or hotter. How long can you hold your breath?
Not long. Healers say it's because breathing fire hurts my lungs.
Oh, never mind then.
Oh, never mind then. Okay. I would love it if Rook said things with the companions when they're having a conversation, because we've had Balara and Nev in the dining hall, and we've had other characters hanging out and having their own conversations. So far, Rook hasn't chimed in, but the discussions only happen when I'm, you know, within earshot, so I'm just kind of like a fly on the wall. I'm like, hey guys, what's up?
You're looking for something.
A nod-on stick. Looks like every other stick, but this one is Hassan's. Have you seen it?
I've seen it, but you've got the wrong place. Hassan had it in the kitchen yesterday.
I looked there already.
Then the bird moved the goods. Have fun.
Yeah, there is a weirdness to, like, you're in there, the characters talk, you don't say anything, and it feels like with how Rook speaks a lot, right? When you're, like, walking around the world, they have a lot of dialogue that they say. It's kind of strange that on a companion level, you know, right at the core of the game, the Veilguard, we don't actually really talk or interact with them when they're hanging out with each other. It's like we're the boss that's coming in and be like, hey guys, how's everyone going? Yeah, you're the boss that's also trying to be their friend because you all are friends and work, but you also work together, so you're their boss. And that's how they're handling the interactions. Even if Rook just said like one thing about the stick, or if you know, the breathing fire thing, just any, like, even if he just made one comment that they responded to, it would make him feel like part of the group. So at the moment, it feels like the companions are hanging out with each other, getting to know each other, and that's awesome. And then I'm busting my ass. I'm working. Meanwhile, Varric, who's gonna go hang out with Varric? If I don't see any of these companions going in here and hanging out with our bedridden boy, I'm gonna take issue with that. Especially the fact that we've seen him get up and be on his feet too, like he walked in for that one scene. I'm the one that goes in to check on him specifically because nobody else has at the moment. I'd like to see that improved, but we'll see how we go. At the moment, it seems like the companion interactions are for the companions having their ability to get to know each other, and I'm just here. We do have workshop rank 5 though, so I can now enchant my companion's gear as well. It's going to be enchantment. And I like that it does make it very clear what the enchantments are actually equipped on. So if they're on previous pieces of armor, I can very easily switch that over. Be interested to see what the companions can have. So let's take a look. They can have... Okay, there's quite a few. They can do added damage and maximum stacks of other things as well. Now, is it shared across characters? Let's see. This applies shocked, so let's do electricity. It is shared. Alright, so weapon enchantments are shared. And that's fine. Attack my target applies vulnerability to fire damage. So if you add fire damage to that, that would be great. Okay, it looks like it's the weapon enchantments that are shared, not the equipment. That's cool. Alright, let's enchant our character's equipment, and then we can proceed with our mission. Alright, so if we open up our our map and see that we actually have received a missive which says thanks from Treviso. Rook, Taya said she could get this to you. I just wanted you to know that thanks to your rescue, I was able to get the supplies from Ravane down into Treviso. We just sprang a large group of prisoners free. Thanks to you and the Lords of Fortune, we had poisons to take out the Arntam guard station, herbs to treat the prisoners' injuries, and gold for the bribes to get them safely out of Treviso. Treviso will be free, and the Arntam will regret ever showing their faces here. Yours, Natale of House Cantori. And hopefully we can get that blight out of there, because that's not looking good. It is, there's a element of that Dragon Age Origins visual that I really like, where you can see the blight spreading through the map. And it does give me that, you know, we lost Treviso in the way that we lose Lothering in Origins as well, you know. Lothering is a set choice that, or not even a set choice, that's just a set event that happens, and Treviso is choosing between that and Minrathous. But seeing the blight actually spread on the map is both a scary thought, but also a cool visual for our world map to get the serious nature of the blight spreading. We also have a couple of Tash-related quests. The Hall of Valor popped up, which was an interesting one. I'm not sure what that's going to be like, but I think that's going to be cool to check out. We have new quests in our areas that we'll also explore, of course. We must do some other memories of the Dreadwolf, which we'll also get to. But more than anything, I am excited for where the dead must go. So the Grand Necropolis is where we're going to find Emmrich. And then we'll have a full team. You will meet a Morn Watcher in the Necropolis. I think... who do I want to take with me for this? This is actually very interesting. I actually would love to have taken Lucanus here. But alas, he has been out of the party for quite some time, which is pretty huge. I wonder if Nev would be out of the party for as long as Lucanus, or whether it would be slightly different. Because I know Treviso gets blighted and Minrathus has a coup take place, so it might be a little bit different. But yeah, Lucanus being hardened and removed from the party for a while is pretty huge. We'll definitely look at doing the alternate option and just seeing how that mission can play out differently, as well as the side quests that we missed. So as we go through this story, eventually we will finish. And then I will probably do like a bonus episode of doing some of the side quest that we missed, as well as making the alternative choice, just to see how that actually plays out. I think I will bring Tash. Off we go. Yeah, Lucanus might have been my choice initially if we had him. I've been so hyped for this ever since I read about the Necropolis in Navarra. Oh, Balara's just here. Okay.
No sign of the professor.
I hope he's here and that he doesn't mind us disturbing him. He is a senior necromancer. I don't... Oh!
Visitors! What a marvelous surprise! Any trouble with the lift? Our last guests were stuck for hours. Poor souls. Oh. Professor Emmrich Volkaren of the Morn Watch.
Hello, Professor. We've never met, well, in person, but I've been writing to you.
Belara, my dear girl. What a pleasure. Surely you didn't come all this way just to see me.
Actually, we did. You see, we need a Fade expert.
Rook, fellow Morn Watcher.
Rook! Manners mentioned you.
I just love him. Can you see Tash? Can you guys see Tash over in the corner there? Tash is also here. Bouncing around. She's so excited. She's going, oh my god, I'm just so happy to be here. I'm literally bouncing around. So happy. Just springing off the walls there. So you get to choose your companion to bring along on the mission, and you can only choose one. But Balara is meant to come anyway. And then my chosen companion is over here. What the hell? Maybe I should have just chosen Balara, huh? That might have solved the issue. Anyway, incredible introduction, right? I like the helmet with the skull projection, and if I can't toggle that you know, for combat, what are we even doing? Because the equipment, they only have clothing, and it changes Nev's hat sometimes. So I kind of hope that Emmrich could have a cool facial projection. If not, maybe they can mod that in, because that'd be so fun. His introduction is great. I'm just so looking forward to this character, and also I love that this is my faction too.
Impressive flock of undead.
Oh, merely the gifts of experience.
The more the merrier.
I'd be pleased to continue our conversation after I tend to some small business here.
Okay. And
I
so
must investigate. Would you two mind accompanying me further into the shrouded halls?
Never thought I'd actually see this place for myself.
Things have changed since you left the Order, Rook. The dead stir more easily than they should.
I've been so keen for this location. I was just gonna pause. We're gonna talk about it. I've been so keen for this, and reading the Law and Inquisition and Cassandra's history and the Vara and like all of that kind of stuff, and the necromancy deal. When it was sort of revealed that we would have, you know, Northern Thedas, and we would get to go here and experience it and have a companion that was tied to that location. Ah, just a dream. So this is going to be so cool to experience. So Balara's going to stay here.
Oh, wow. I've never seen anything like this.
I almost feel like I want to change the party setup and actually have Balara, because I think Balara and Emmrich will have some good conversation. I don't think Tash would.
Are these wards?
Indeed they are. But what's caused the aphotic needles to fall into a slumber?
Oh, I'm pretty handy with artifacts. I can take a look.
That would be good of you, Balara. Your friends and I will press on.
Right, Professor. Good luck.
Okay, we'll just have Balara investigate the equipment. Something I want to do first is we have to look at this man's drip. So let's take a look at this fashion. Start from the bottom. Gets real interesting here. Dripped out. A lot of jewelry. He likes to accessorize. I like the skull. Interesting. Is that a... Okay, so he's got a glove on with rings over the top of it too. So one gloved hand. And I really like this staff. That's so cool. Now, where's Manfred, Emmrich? I was told that there would be a Manfred here. Alright, let's proceed. I'm taking in these spooky vibes. God, this is so cool. One moment, sir. I'm taking in the vibes of my most anticipated location. Just giant, ominous skull statues, skeleton statues. Like, if it's gonna be a necropolis, you've got to own it, baby. I'm excited to see what Emmrich fights like. And,
something's moving.
Strange. These halls should be under the protection of the bell.
and if he doesn't leave my party, I don't want to hear any complaints. He's my boy.
Is that a despair demon?
Fascinating, isn't it? They shouldn't be able to breach the shrouded halls at all.
The Necropolis always surprises.
Alright, let's see. Entangling Spirits. And the bell tolls. That's cool. And we have a combo opportunity. So Entangling Spirits with Dragonfire Strike.
Rook, singled you out.
Okay, despair separated us. Don't panic. That's what this spirit wants.
It's vital we discover why that spirit manifested here.
Lead the way, Professor.
Damn. Lead the way, Professor. They definitely have a lot of impalement going on in this game, I'll tell you that much. Damn. You got some fellow Morn Watchers getting stuck like a pig. Getting like Minas Morgul vibes. Gonna have the ring wraiths come out soon. Nazgul! Damn, they even got the zombie pea shooters. Plants vs. Zombies. Damn.
Someone's barred the door and chained the sunken star.
There's undead here.
We may need to defend ourselves depending on their condition.
Emmrich, how are you letting this happen under your watch?
Haven't fought undead in a while.
There's no reaching these. They're mindless.
I feel it. What a waste.
What are they doing? Make them stop!
I'm afraid sometimes the weaker dead work themselves into frenzies. Poor things. One for Solid hit!
There we go!
That one's all set! I must free that bell.
If you need another watcher, I can help.
Thank you. The star, the bell, can banish these despair spirits if we unchain it.
And so you got like red lyrium chains? And the venatori are at work here because this is their barrier magic. Necropolis Defender. The elite guards who stand watch at the gates of the Grand Necropolis use these shields to guard against both the living and the dead. Added necrotic damage is pretty good. I'll have to enchant that when we get back home. Maybe I will... Oh, if we start getting Morn Watcher related stuff, I'll be glad to have the armor. Cool. Ranged attacks, breakthrough guard.
We'll need a wisp to unseal the doors leading out. Could you please find one and bring it here?
Do you
A
think they
wisp?
still remember me?
Rook, you know a wisp will follow a watcher when called.
What if my character was not a watcher? What then? We really should have gotten Emmrich first, because we had the Emmrich appearing in Davrin's codex and Emmrich appearing in Tash's codex entries as well, which was just so funny.
Hail the eyes of the dead.
Bees
What was that?
whispers.
What are you doing?
It's Watcher tradition.
Bring the wisp here, and we can unseal the doors.
Doors open. Where to now?
This should lead us to the upper chambers, where we can free the bell. There's someone I'd like to consult with on the way.
So, Professor,
Just Emmrich, please.
you weren't that surprised we need a Fade expert.
The spirits talk. Even the simplest have been clamoring about chaos in the Fade. Someone coming to consult wasn't an if, so much as a when. We've a fight ahead.
They're hitting us from there!
Well struck, Rook!
Finish it!
Well fought, Rook!
That's Rook's kill!
Very nice. I need another wisp.
It's freezing. What's doing this?
Echoes of the despair spirits, misery devouring itself. We should keep our distance. If provoked, these manifestations will shatter.
Okay. Leave him alone. Or spring the trap. An ancient illustration. These stylized symbols represent the forking of thought, consciousness, will, finality, and time, all favorite subjects of Navarra's greatest necromancer philosophers. Really getting stuck on just some pots there. Precious decay. Oh. Extra necrotic damage and resistance. I'll actually take off that unique ring.
This is
3
Lot
wisps.
2. I didn't see any wisps around.
Then I shall call for aid. They've answered. We'll need to guide the wisps who've just arrived to the door.
What if I want to guide the wisp to the previous door?
The Necropolis wisps look lively as ever.
They care for us, Rook. Our ever-loyal friends amongst the dead.
I just went through all of this and they're going to make me do it all again, but with a wisp. Genuinely curious what would happen if I took this wisp to the previous door that was
Hey,
locked.
deaf guy. Is it staring at me?
It is aware of your presence, but a wisp's senses differ from our own.
Well, I guess it doesn't sense its way into making a corpse walk around.
We'll open that door when we revisit. Okay, well...
There's
Strange. This door shouldn't be here.
What?
the Necropolis. Always shuffling rooms around.
Oh, that's cool.
If only our predecessors had found better ways to predict its whims.
Oh, that's cool. The Necropolis shifts and moves.
Well done. Past these chambers, we'll find some assistance with reaching the bell. Despair is far more pervasive than I'd thought. We must stop who's ever drawing these spirits here, Rook.
A guard's broadaxe. A broadaxe popular with Navaran guardsmen, its versatility lends itself well to the myriad challenges faced in the area. I reckon that I will have this
We'll be done
as
with
an
this
aesthetic
trespassing on
choice.
Necropolis.
The mind reels.
I'll put that in the transmog. Death Chill Mage. Right, I can't swim.
Let's go.
They attack from afar!
Watch for incoming.
Look left!
Oh,
Quickly!
you're meant to attack these. Okay. I thought that it was targeting the characters in front of me.
Crap out of them.
So, we use mass disruption to get rid of all these despair spirits at once.
Precisely. I sense their source near the bell. Ringing it will banish them, but we must find who lured them there in the first place.
Venatori. I'm surely not the only person that's recognizing the venatori barriers, am I? And the red lyrium? Sightless Skull Amulet. Control ability damage and stagger. Death comes for us all. Morn Watchers carry it with them. You fuck. I did have the right idea.
Tell me, Rook, what work took you so far away from the Necropolis?
You remember that uprising of undead nobility a while ago?
The War of the Banners? I was up in the city when that broke out. I heard a young watcher, Ingvar, put a stop to it through unorthodox measures.
And got into trouble. It was decided it might be best for that young watcher to see the world.
Ah, say no more.
Ingvar, that's me. Mepokun Ingvar. Endless balancing act. Necrotic Jade. Necrosis damage and damage versus enemies suffering from necrosis. I could stack that with Precious Decay. Go together quite well. Voluminous Notes. The long-sought notes of one of Navarra's most famous spirit summoners. Some whisper that Elgantine Feldevar still wanders the Fade, though she died 60 years ago. Just waiting for my armor and one-handed weapon to fit my aesthetic now.
Ah, here we are. This is where we'll learn who summoned these despair spirits.
I don't see any of the more helpful spirits around.
Mage or not, every watcher must trust that the Necropolis answers all proper supplications. Would you mind lighting those braziers? This should unseal our final pass to the bell. It's best we unchain it quickly.
Why is this bell so important?
The sunken star will drive away despair. Any malicious spirit that hears the tolling of the bell will be banished to the Fade.
But it won't destroy them? Them being here isn't their fault.
No. In this instance, banishment will suffice.
Okay. This...
Though, forgive me, I had the impression our denizens unnerved you?
I'm from Ravane. Spirits are okay, so long as they're not walking corpses around.
Excellent. Approach the body and we'll begin. By seal and flame, who brought despair in our midst? Despair! Who brought it here?
Venatori!
The venatori. Of course.
I could have told you that for free. I could have told you that for free with no
The colloquial
explanation.
term is corpse whispering, a gift that manifested with my magic.
Corpses talk to you? That's messed up.
Oh, there's no danger in it, I assure you.
That's not the messed up part.
Corpse whispering. I could have told you it was venatori, and we wouldn't have had to have done anything. I looked at it and said, that's venatori magic. Rook should know that.
Shh. Think I hear someone.
This map is useless.
I've destroyed enough venatori barriers.
If that hand of glory burns down,
So don't dawdle.
So silly. Rook should have gone, hey, I recognize this technology. I've been destroying venatori barriers for the past few days now, so it looks pretty damn clear to me. And red lyrium. Instead, Rook went, wonder who did that. Like, bruh.
We found those venatori.
They have no place in these halls.
Get fucking tornadoed!
There we go, Tash.
Made that all good.
Serve to Vinter glory.
Take the last blow.
I love parrying one enemy, but then taking the attack to another enemy instead. Being like, nah, you can get it.
quickly! The gods will punish our failure! I am made strong!
That one's ready.
Finish him!
End them now.
Our lives are forfeit!
What are the venatori after? Gold? Artifacts?
Raw magic. Their first envoys were obsessed with gathering power for some new masters.
Ah, I'll fill you in on them later.
So, okay. Some new masters. Well, have you heard of the blighted elves? Have you heard? Elves. Elganon Gillinane broke free from a prison. Oh, you'll love it. It's a story I love to tell.
Eyes up.
Spectacular rope. Despair's blinded me. Certainly!
Report like that. Death is our punishment!
Masterfully done, Rook!
One less spirit of despair in the Necropolis. That's the last of them.
I see someone by the crates.
I don't think they're venatori. This looks interesting.
A spirit labyrinth? I didn't know they'd learned to make miniature ones in Tevinter.
Scrawled note. Gone to the upper chambers to investigate a noise. With luck, it's only one of those lumbering Navaran corpses. What a sight. Throw my body to the flames like we do in the rest of the civilized world. So this is a spirit labyrinth?
Hello. Did the venatori bring you here?
They said I'd spilled the wine too many times. That I'd be a better sacrifice than slave.
You are in Navarra, sir. There are no slaves on our soil. Please remain here. After we've seen to the rest of the venatori, I'll send for someone to escort you above.
All right.
Well, we actually got to see...
Venatori dragged that man down here just to die.
The Watchers will shelter him. We'll inquire if he has any family in Minrathous. As for the venatori, what remains of them will be put to work.
That's fun. What remains of the venatori will be put to work. We finally got to actually see some venatori-related slavery stuff, which is, you know, it's not like, I want to see it so bad, but it's like, we've read about it so much, and then we get to Northern Thedas, we get to Tevinter, and it's like, where is it? Where is all this stuff that they talked about that even Dorian was defending, you know, 10 years ago? And most of the stuff that we've read about it is mostly put towards the element of it getting to a point where it's like, we're fighting back against it. We're trying to, you know, see a turnover of that and that it's wrong. I wish that our characters would have like a hand in that, like doing Shadow Dragons related missions or something. There's like a mission that you can like help to like free a bunch of slaves or like fight back against it and actually like see that element of Tevinter play out. That would be cool. It's definitely a tough challenge when you have these locations that we've read about for like at least, you know, like 1 to 3 games worth of lore. So they have a lot of build up. So it's hard to execute on that. God damn.
The
This stuff is so
Star
cool.
can help us if we break the venatori's chains.
Right.
Something that's been really fun that I've been looking at recently has been David Gator on Blue Sky has been posting character-related like breakdowns of like writing those characters, talking about them and the challenges of them, and they've been really, really informative and really fun to read. And there was one specifically about Kieran, our old god baby, and the challenge of that, you know, tying up or continuing a plot thread from origins that may or may not have happened entirely, and that even if it did happen, there's so many people that wouldn't have any idea about it, or like people that are just getting into Inquisition as their first game, or, you know, people that don't really mind the storyline connectivity. So he did give a semblance of explanation of like all of these diverging paths and trying to execute them in some way, shape, or form, in a way that was like almost entirely not worth it and just so much effort. So it was very interesting to get an insight into that. And while there has been talks apparently about how there may have been more choices in Dragon Age Keep stuff that was thought about being in this game but didn't make it, it is very interesting to think about that there's a lot of people that are very, very passionate about the lore and the keep and the choices, but also there's a lot of people that just are not, and a lot of people that are playing this as their first game or Inquisition as their first game, and their choices, they don't have a stake in that world, and it's such an interesting perspective that there's so many different people playing the games. It's definitely helped me understand or like see different perspectives on like the different choices in the world states. It's just it's tough for a world as expansive and brilliant as Thedas, with so much lore and the way that there are so many diverging paths. It is insane. Like, Kieran can exist as a connection to the hero of Ferelden. Kieran can exist as Alistair or Logain's kid, or just not even exist at all, and then just having all those variables accounted for, and that's just one instance of that. It does get to a point where you feel like, all right, maybe you do have to filter it down to just some key choices. Even with that in mind, I think that the well should have been a choice. And did Morrigan have baby? I think those choices, at least with a confirmation of like yes or no, would have been really fun. And that's probably like the last that I'll speak about it now, because I think I've processed it. Everybody was able to process this information months ago, and now I'm like, all right, I've spoken about it enough, and I get it, and I've read some of David Gator's thoughts on divergent paths, and I'm like, all right, I understand, I see it. But yeah, it is very interesting, because I just think that those story elements, especially if Morrigan's in the story, Solus is in the story, you know, the old god soul, who currently owns it, if it even is in play, you know, because we had the situation where Mythal can take Flemeth can take the old god soul, and then her essence seemingly transferred into Solus, and so, you know, questions, but we'll see how the game handles the story direction anyway. But I did just want to take that mention to say, check out David Gator's informative character breakdowns, because he's talking about so much behind the scenes stuff, and it is a really, really good to get sort of like a behind the curtain insight into characters. And I think that's a big source of audience frustration sometimes, is we just have so many questions and just wonderings about like what goes on behind the scenes. And I love the transparency, and I think that there's so many elements that don't need to be so hush-hush. It's like informing people about why decisions are made and how they come about is a good thing. And it is very interesting, and it helps people understand the immense challenges of not only game development, but you know, continuing a series with such a rich and diverse amount of lore like Dragon Age. And okay, boom.
There's one chain.
Excellent.
They need to make those things a little bit stronger.
Guests!
Kill them all, but save the list.
Got it.
Their defiance is strong!
I made that one ready. Trouble ahead.
There.
Oh my god, stop blocking my shit!
Well aimed.
Well aimed, lad.
That's the last chain.
We must return to the lower level to ring the bell.
Oh, Emmrich's got it. Alright, do we just hang from it? Should I get up on your shoulders, or...?
Be ready. The ritual to wake the bell will draw Despair's attention.
And any more venatori?
I'll need you to keep them occupied while I work.
Ah, classic. I want to see some sloth demons again. Where are those desire demons at? I want to see more variety in our demons. Ding, 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 dong. Ding, dong, ding, dong. Ugh.
We are. Obey and stop dying.
Got it. That one's all set.
How are we doing, Emmrich?
The bell is slowly wakening, but we must fight a little longer. Venatori are conjuring spirits.
We'll stop them. Watcher's duty.
Excellent hit, Brooke.
Big angry fire demon.
Oh, yay! I just asked for a new demon and the game said, alright. Yeah, we got a fire demon, alright. Oh, that's sick. I got what I asked for.
At the ready.
Oh. I want to see what this looks like up close for a sec. Just quickly. Let's get a look at this. Whoa, action shot. Cool face. Cool detail. The music should play when you're in photo mode, so it's not just awkward.
Watch it!
Thanks, Tash.
That one, quickly.
Very cool.
Emmrich. Now what?
Now, the grand Necropolis shows itself.
The magic
Cool.
bell worked. The despair demon's pissed off.
Pretty impressive.
Thank you. But come, let's ensure these cultists didn't leave anything dangerous behind. I'll ask our attendants to gather their bodies later, of course.
A lot more recruitment for the Morn Watch. Cool. We got Guardian of the Abyss. In accordance with their dying wishes, the skull of a legendary Morn Watcher sits atop this menacing conduit of necrotic power.
And this is a severed hand.
It can't be. A hand of glory? The venatori should never have this. I must find out where it came from.
That's cool and all, but when do I get my cool Mornwatch armor?
Let me know when you'd like to return to the chambers above.
Hold
Let
on.
me take one last look around.
Can I... Are these barriers staying closed for now? They all look shielded still. I guess we're gonna have to come back here later and explore.
Shall we depart?
Yeah.
Let's get back to the lighthouse.
You can tell me why you've sought out a Fade expert on the way?
Yay! Well, so we have all the companions now.
I know it's a lot, but I swear we've seen the blighted elven gods ourselves.
It would explain recent Emmrich disruptions.
At the least. The implications of what Rook's witnessed are... Ah, thank you, Manfred.
There he is! Yes, he is.
Adorable. Is your assistant wearing the old Watcher livery?
Manfred sewed it himself. Eventually.
You spoke of danger to the Fade.
The elven gods planned to tear it wide open to get to the Blight. I came home to find a necromancer who'd help stop them. A Fade expert.
Many Watchers never depart Navara. But with events so dire...
I'd be delighted to assist.
It has been many years since you left us.
Well, yes, but elven gods, ancient magics. I couldn't bear miss this. Besides, I've spent my life exploring the Fade and speaking to spirits. If Rook needs an expert, none are better qualified than I.
He's just sat there holding the tea.
It'll be good to have another Mornwatcher along.
My knowledge is at your disposal, and I could catch you up on events at the Necropolis.
Welcome aboard.
Wonderful! I'll gather my things. Come, Manfred.
Excited hiss! So we did the Mornwatcher specific dialogue,
The Grand Necropolis was at peace again, and Emmrich was off to a new adventure. But in Navara, nothing stays down for long. The venatori had unearthed something no one should have, and delivered it to the worst possible person.
Ooh.
Emmrich's journey would soon bring him face to face with the gloaming lantern.
There's something that's so strange about Varick's cutscenes. There's something so strange about them where they're like these narrative cliffhanger hooks for the companions specifically. It's interesting because it's like, there's danger around the corner and it's this person, and each companion has like someone or something that's like waiting around the corner. And I can't help but, when I watch those scenes, I can't help but think it's a leftover live service element of like, you complete their story and then like, in the next season, the companion stories will develop, you know, and it's like that cliffhanger hook that gets you like waiting to come back. Because it reads like that to me when you're having like the end of a chapter or the end of a book and it's spoken by Varick, which is very poetic, that it's like, come back next time for the continuation of this story. And I don't know if that's actually necessarily the case or not. That's just how it feels to me, is like there's this element of like us being given a certain amount of knowledge ahead of time related to these storylines, that I wonder what the choice for the decision process was there. I think it's cool because I think the artwork in those scenes is amazing. And Dragon Age 2 does similar thing as well. So again, just more things that feel like Dragon Age 2. It was a dialogue option of please bring Manfred with you, which is funny.
What the venatori ultimately intended with their incursions into the Necropolis worries me. Whether or not it was directed by the gods, The timing serves them well. Chaos, I fear, is their ally.
With this, Demeter's Crossing and the Blighted Dragons, and everything else we're all dealing with, feels like we're at war. A lot of little wars.
Everyone's here, even Varric, except for Lucanus, which makes it feel even worse, right? Because it's like we're close to having the full team.
They want a war? We'll damn well give them one.
You need an army to fight a war, though. They've got two. The Venatori and Antam wasted no time allying themselves with the gods. Power at any cost.
So how do we fight back then?
We don't have an army, but we do have allies. Like the Veil Jumpers.
After Demeter's Crossing, it's personal for them.
The Shadow Dragons, particularly after we helped save their city.
A debt the Viper will repay soon.
Also, Lady Morrigan requested a meeting at the Cobbled Swan in Minrathous.
Could she have found some trace of the gods?
Probably. Morrigan doesn't visit crowded taverns for fun.
I also heard from Grey Wardens out in the Hossberg wetlands, Antoine and Evka. Something strange is happening with the Blight there. I bet it involves the gods.
So there's the mention of the Antam allying with the gods, and perhaps I actually missed that being addressed or not, because we spoke about this in a recent episode where we read about the stuff of being Gillenane doesn't reward failure, and I was like, wait a minute. I feel like I must have missed something or forgot that specific element. Because yeah, the Antam allying themselves with the gods, I guess that's what I was saying. It would make sense that maybe they didn't fight back against the Blighted Dragon in Treviso. Did the allyship come before or after that event? Yeah, that is a gap in my brain about when that was established. So I apologize if I totally missed that, because the characters are talking about it as if it's very clear and known information. So I feel like it might have gone over my head then. But we'll see.
The first warden didn't seem impressed the last time we met.
I heard he told you to piss up a rope.
Will he be in the wetlands?
I don't keep track, but he can't stop you from asking a few questions, if we're fast enough.
So I picked the Moor option, and that was, I guess, Morn Watcher specific sometimes instead of investigation. And you can tell by the icon. There was the "you better bring Manfred with us" that I wish that we could have said too, but we went for the Morn Watcher specific dialogue instead.
Any details on the blight in the wetlands?
Antoine said he didn't write it down.
Why not?
Either he didn't trust someone else wouldn't read the note, or he didn't want us to panic.
Gillenane has laid low since we hurt her dragon, but the blight spreads rot wherever the gods go.
And no one's better at tracking blight than wardens.
Morrigan and those wardens feel like our best leads on finding the gods.
Are they really gods? Or just ancient mages? It's not clear.
They're gods. In their power and wrath, at least.
Lucanus, you're back.
He returns! And now we have the full squad together.
A couple new people have joined the team since you've been gone. This is Professor Emmrich Volkarin, he's our Fade expert, and Tash, our dragon hunter.
Hey.
Charmed.
Right. Not everyone has met. So, a dragon hunter. Treviso could have used you.
What's happening there?
It's just... people blame you for what happened to Treviso, Rook. But they did not have to make that choice, knowing what the gods are capable of. There was no recall. Still, it changes things. How could it not?
But you're back with us.
Yes, here to stay.
It seems that what Lucanus did I think if Lucanus stayed with the group, we would have got more of the anger part of the grieving process from him. And he removed himself from the situation to help Treviso and to focus his feelings and attention there. And then he's kind of processed that and come back to the group with a bit more of a level head to be like, we've got to help. And I totally get that. I think if Lucanus had been made to stay away from Treviso and he was still doing, like, in our team, going off and doing stuff, he probably would have been a bit more resentful to us about it. And you get that in some of the dialogue where he's like, a lot of people blame you for that, and you know that there's a part of him that's speaking for himself there as well.
Good to have you back, whatever the circumstances. Everyone needs to be part of this. That's the only way we'll win.
After what they did to Treviso, I want these gods to fall. I don't see anyone else with a better chance than you. My blade's yours, until the end.
Great. Let's follow up on some leads.
I'll let Lady Morrigan know we're ready to meet.
I'll send word to Antoine and Evka. They're holed up in a town called Lavendel.
Everyone else should rest up. Be ready to move when I call.
Yay.
Never easy, is it, kid?
What do you mean?
Making the big choices, then living with the consequences.
If I don't make the tough decisions, no one else will. So I live with the consequences.
And you don't blame anyone else for them. That's why I recruited you. Anyway, you've got a meeting with Morrigan to attend, and dealing with whatever the Warden's found. All this chatting is taking it out of me. Think I'll rest for a bit. Good work, Rook. You'll find your way through this. I know it.
All you've been doing is resting. You're getting your booty sleep, I know it. Bro is happy to be on the sideline today. He's just like, putting my feet up for a change. Drawing on his necromantic powers, Emmrich banished the despair demons infesting the shrouded halls and drove out the invading venatori. Learning that malevolent ancient gods are causing chaos in the Fade, the professor joined the team to help stop these mystical threats to creation. Unbeknownst to him, the venatori plot is the beginning of a chain of events that will lead Emmrich to a dark figure from his past. Companion hardened. Lucanus is hardened. After experiencing the blighted dragon attack in Treviso, Lucanus is less trusting and more self-reliant. His damaging abilities are increased, but he will no longer use supportive abilities, and relationship progress is slowed. Now, we read that when we looked at his skill tree, so now that he's back in the team, it's just letting you know. So I guess it would have been either Lucanus or Nev that would have got hardened from the choice that you make, and it goes into like slowed relationship progress. But he's in now. Shades of the Blight. So we now have the full team available. And we can now start doing some more level ups and heading in different directions. I'm going to grab that. Now in terms of companion equipment, researcher's robes. These refined necromantic robes are layered to fend off the Grand Necropolis' biting cold, and they smell like sage. Where's your cool helmet? Put that back on. The green glow of pure necrotic energy tops this striking Navarite staff, tempered in a secret rite. I like the look of Death's Beacon. That's very cool. Now, skill-wise, Time Slow is shared across a few companions. Interestingly enough. Final Rites, which is a detonation, and also healing, and the bell tolls. Alright, we'll focus on this one because this goes well. Applying Weakened. So I'm just going to push in that direction for now. Current potions additional effects are applied. Another +1 to potions. I will take that. Now, companions, Tash is outside, Lucanus is back in his spot, Davran is there, Balara never hanging out, and Emmrich has his thing with Banfred on the actual map. Where's Asan? I don't see Asan on the map. Maybe when Asan isn't outside, he's just... Oh, Asan is underneath Davran. Okay, there you go. Very neat. And then the Anderfels for the Wardens, the Hosberg Wetlands. God, I'm so very excited because we're getting a Morrigan update, which I'm nervous about. And then the Wetlands, which is great. All right. Now we have Codex entries. But that was big. Yeah, getting Emmrich, having the party come back together again, having Lucanus being a hardened character. It's all very, very interesting. But finally, we have the full team. Book club notes. Notes for our first book club meeting. Attending Emmrich, Balara, Harding, and Nev. The Hallowed Halls by Marcellus Ingenvinus. Chosen by Balara. And notes taken by Balara. So I think Balara has started a book club. What do you think? Emmrich, frustrated that the book was not accurate about how undead actually work, agreed that the romance subplot had the pleasing air of a classic tragedy. Nev, pretty sure the book was based on one of her old cases, refused to elaborate further on romance subplot. Harding felt it was too long and lacked excitement, kept scowling and asking, "Where's the blood?" Balara, me, enjoyed that enemies to lovers featured heavily in story, found undead a little creepy. We rolled dice to decide, and Harding is the next person to choose a book. I feel like this Codex entry maybe should have unlocked later, because we only just got Emmrich in the Lighthouse. If it didn't include Emmrich, this would make more sense, because we've had Balara, Harding, and Nev in the Lighthouse for quite some time. Emmrich joining, then triggering Emmrich Codex entries. They really need to look at the Codex entries in this game, because it's something I value highly, but we're having multiple instances of things being unlocked too early. There was no reason for this to unlock right now. This could have been much later. It just doesn't feel natural in terms of how the characters are interacting outside of the story itself. I'm like, they started the book club and they read that book real fast, you know? I think it's a little silly. But having Emmrich is very exciting, and more artwork. Look at that. That's so cool. I love the little skulls, the little skeletons on the side. Emmrich, note to Harding on souls. Note left on a thick book. It wasn't a silly question at all. There's an enormous difference between a spirit and a soul, but the metaphysics are rarely taught outside mage circles. A soul is the richly numinous force within every living being. You and I, our companions, our opponents, all possess a soul. When we slumber, it slips into the Fade, our most intimate connection with the land of dreams. A spirit is an entity formed entirely in the Fade from raw magic. While both dwell in intangible regions, a trained mage will never mistake one for the other. I found Craviton's Dialogue of the Outer Reaches to be the best starting book on the subject, if you'd like to peruse his absolutely gripping theories on autogenous liminality. And misconceptions about the Necropolis. No one has more respect for Brother Genetivi's scholarship than I, but his writing on Navarra details very little of the practices of the Grand Necropolis. The more I travel, the more I'm convinced these elisions have led to unfortunate conclusions by people of less than generous imagination. For example, we do not lock up our dead to pound fruitlessly against their coffins in the dark. Our departed lie in peaceful state, or even wander. The undead tableau are loving constructions, not dress up with corpses, and in the event a malign spirit causes a disturbance, we don't simply throw them in a tomb and toss the key. Sometimes I think Warden Davran crafts these questions to tease me. From Emmrich's diary. Now this is great. I love this so much because every Dragon Age game, it's established from the very get-go that a lot of like lore and information that we read is based on perspective. It's based on the groups of people that have written them. We have a lot of Brother Genetivi's travels and his experience with them. And what we get to see over the course of every Dragon Age game is a more deeper look into certain events, and actually sometimes a bit more truth is revealed or a different perspective on the situation, and it's great. It's really exciting. And you can tell that Davrin has had a very warden-centric education, you know, and learned about things from maybe even an elven perspective, or, you know, clearly read Brother Genitivi's notes on things. And then he's like talking to Emmrich about it, and he's like, no, dear boy. As someone who actually lives in the Necropolis, it's like this. And that's really great. And we're sort of seeing things in relation to dwarven lore, elven lore, and human lore, and their perspectives on them. And Inquisition was a very big game in the sense that we get a lot of connection with the elves to both the dwarves and humans, and you start to connect dots and theorize on how things are actually looking, like truthfully. You've got learning a lot more about the Fade, and you start developing those rumors about the Golden City and what Corypheus was saying about he entered the Golden City and it was empty, and the throne was empty. It's like, you know, stuff like that. And then we have Solus just being like, the Tevinter Magisters brushed up against my blighted prison, you know? So cool. And it just makes so much sense as well. And it starts to get you to question, you know, a lot of people have already been theorizing even before this game came out. They're like, I think Solus is the maker in terms of like how this is all put together. And then by extension, you can have Flemeth Methal as Andraste, and it's the fact that humans skewed their history and lore to be very favorable to humans and cool stuff like that. And then you've got elves that came first, and all these stories, how they spin and develop over time. You've even got like the Dwarven Titans, and how that was, all of that power was taken away from the dwarves by the elves as well. And the Shaperate are like, no. It's great. It really is great to have these big lore drops and revelations over the course of all of the games. And it's very exciting to have a lot of people feeling vindication for theories for so long, because, of course, BioWare have like the actual true lore of everything that's happened in Thedas from the very beginning. And, you know, we get those intentional reveals of that over time. And I really, really love that. A permission granted. A letter stamped with the seal of the Mornwatch. Greetings! You have driven despair from the shrouded halls. For this you have our thanks. If venatori return to plunder, hunt them as you will. It is signed with a complicated, impenetrable sigil. Thank you very much. Alright. Now... Oh, this was... For some reason I thought that this axe would have been our two-handed weapon, but I was not paying attention. Alright. We're going to go to our wardrobe. New exploration level unlocked. Right on. First we got to check in with Varric, because we're the only person who talk with him.
You know, Rook, every time I think I've got a handle on how weird magic is, it just gets weirder.
We gotta upgrade your bed though. You wanna put some of these like together? Maybe we can get you a double bed, get a bit more cushy with it. That's why his recovery time is so slow. He's on an absolutely shit bed. Okay. I was looking forward to some... the researcher's coat is Mornwatch related. Makes it look like I'm a surgeon and I'm performing an autopsy on a corpse. So we got that last episode. Not a huge fan of it, sadly. Watcher's robes, the cloth of this... Oh god, that's so bright. For exploring Fenrirel's past, I got that. That's nuts. That's kind of fun. Hold steady until just the right moment. Make one arrow feel like 10. So this is... Luvium wraps. I like the shoulder pauldron. I would love some almost customization between different pieces. Obviously, that would be asking too much, I think. I'm going to put on the Navarra citizen's outfit. Navaran style. Why not? We'll do that for now. And then I got my cool Mornwatch looking axe. And my Mornwatch shield. This is locked, so I don't know why it's great. It's just going to constantly show as a new thing for some reason. I don't know why. Emmrich can have that. Great, that's also, for some reason, showing up. I don't know why the game does that. Lovely. Let's go have a timed conversation with Emmrich. Brand new room.
A third edition of the Unnameable Elements? I didn't even know it had editions.
Oh, it's much improved with the index. Please, borrow it if you'd like.
I'd love to. Oh, Rook, you probably wanted to say hi. Thanks, Professor.
You look moved in. Just a few essentials. Manfred was a great help with the boxes. What a fascinating place this lighthouse is. What do you make of it?
Friendly hiss.
It's impressive, but it doesn't have the scope of the tombs back home.
What does? Still, what a refreshing marvel.
Valhara's already running experiments.
She's kindly shown me around. However, I noticed a few of the others taken aback by Manfred, and I overheard remarks about my skulls. My necromancy won't cause any undue worry, will it?
We'll be fighting weirder stuff than necromancy.
Ah, that's the hope. Please excuse me. Manfred and I should finish our inventory. Thank you for stopping by.
Impatient hiss. Oh, there's just something that is so good about characters that don't even have dialogue. They just have noises. We get the R2-D2 of the group. Like, he's just gonna do sad beep. Oh, he's perfect. He's perfect. The most popular character in the game.
By the way, Rook, before I left, Myrna and Veilguard asked if we could assist with an outbreak of hauntings across Thedas. They also mentioned displaced wisps in the Necropolis. I'm not sure what's frightened them, but it bears investigation.
A watcher's work is never done.
How true. I'll send word the Necropolis should expect us.
Awesome. So, kind of similar with what we did with Tash when we recruited her. We also did the companion quests and we got to spend more time with them, and we're going to do the same with Emmrich today. As much as I cannot wait to go and contact Wardens and meet Morrigan, we're going to spend some more time with Emmrich so we can return to the Necropolis. And that means we get to spend more time with Manfred. Alright, now we open up our map and... oh man. Okay, so Balara and Nev were hanging out, but then because I went to go see Emmrich, Balara was there and then Balara went back. Okay. So what we need to do is when we're in the lighthouse and we see companions hanging out together, we go and see them first. I just thought because we'd still be in the same instance of the lighthouse that wouldn't affect it, but it did. I want to know what that conversation is, so we'll save and then we're going to reload just so I can get that one conversation. I'll avoid Tash because Tash wasn't going anywhere. And it's just Balara and Nev that moved around.
That veil bubble we found you in, how often do those happen in Arlathan?
Sometimes, often, never. Depends on the day, and they're unpredictable. And with Elgranon and Gillenane loose, who knows what might get twisted up.
Well, isn't that a treat?
Inherent instability and survival uncertainty aside, they really are fascinating.
I'll take your word for it.
And then Rook says, I can attest to that. I had a great time in the Veil Bubble. I'm part of this. Okay, so their little Veil Bubble conversation. Upon reloading, Manfred has actually moved now, which is interesting. Tash is still outside, and Davrin still has his conversation, so we'll do that. Reloading has given us the benefit of Manfred being somewhere.
Taking a walk?
Oh. Okay. See ya.
If that dragon had taken Minrathous, I hate to think what the Venatori might do with that sort of chaos. A lot of people are alive. A lot of people have a chance, thanks to us. But we broke Lucanus out of the ossuary. He could finally go home, and now, what happens to Treviso now?
Yeah. We drop a fade bomb on it. Get that blight out of there. Food inventory. On a page torn from a notebook in Balara's handwriting, things we have. From Solus, lots of salted meat, not sure what kind, not Hala. Large quantity of raisins, seemingly untouched, and several jars of honey. From us, fresh meat, several varieties of cheese, flour, salt, freshly rolled noodles, some kind of paste made out of peppers and oil, casks of fresh wine, large tub of coffee beans, small jars of very expensive coffee beans from Lucanus, breaded sticks of cheese, animal biscuits, fresh bananas, fresh bread, and tub of butter, things we need. Fresh milk, apples, more cooking oil, chocolate for Rook. Oh my god, Rook actually got mentioned, Jesus Christ, and wine for the book club that I wasn't invited to. Rook got included? It's a miracle. The Mornwatch has given us another update, which is complications in the Veil. Our immutable eternal barrier against the Fade, or so we thought. There has recently been a great weakening in the Veil thanks to a confluence of magic in the south we've yet to understand. What scant information we have paints a chilling picture. The Veil may be undone permanently, either in large parts or as a whole. We cannot give way to panic. Should this threat be real, someone must be prepared to answer. If the Veil falls, thousands of lives, as we all hold dear, will be swept away. I cannot say what would take their place. Notes from a lecture by Emmrich Volkaren in 942 to a council of Chantry scholars, nobility, and Navaran mages. So, Trespasser time, we got that. That's very cool. He's like, this crazy. Scrolled grocery list. Since Lucanus is gone and I'm not sure when he'll be back, I thought we could take turns going to market. I'll start a list. P.S. It's Harding. Elf fruit, that cheese we had last time, apples. Where'd Lucanus get that really good ham? I bet it was Treviso. Who's going shopping? I can go. I need powdered rash vine, not to eat. Yes, blighted Treviso probably has really good ham right now.
Rook, not now. Please.
Okay. It's gonna be like that, is it? Don't disturb that man when he hasn't had his coffee, probably. It's like, do not talk to me until I've had my Treviso coffee. Let's go talk to Manfred. Who's up here? Can we even talk to Manfred? Oh my god, rock, paper, scissors, and I won. Oh my. Oh, dude. We get to... Rock, paper, scissors with Manfred. Tie. Alright. Is it best 2 out of 3? Oh, we tied again. I beat him. Best 2 out of 3. I won. This is precious. I love that Manfred exists to play rook, paper, scissors. It's really fun. Okay, so that's rook.
Treviso's not ready to deal with the Blight. I know we had to make a choice when there weren't any good ones. Still can't imagine what Lucanus is going through.
So something that we definitely need to keep in mind is the idea that even though there are not timed conversations with our characters, there is the ability to like go and check in with them, and they'll actually talk to us a bit, which is nice. So we'll go check in with Davrin after seeing what Harding has to say. Keep running in and walking into your pool.
If you want a more comfortable space, I'm sure there's empty rooms we haven't found yet.
I'd rather be somewhere I can smell soil and plants. Familiar, you know?
I do.
It's great to see a place come together.
It looks like our boy Hassan is feeling his oats. Or whatever griffins feel.
He's getting the hang of it. When he listens.
He seems to be able to handle himself so far.
You got lucky the Gloomhowler didn't tear you to pieces, boy. You wait for my command. We attack together. Then we can kill stuff like that.
At least he's learning.
The instincts kick in. Griffins see darkspawn and it's a fight to the death, like wolves hunting deer. Just need to corral it.
Sounds like the perfect soldier. And he even flies.
Aerial cavalry. A full-grown griffin is a force of nature. Every muscle in him, every talon, every feather, honed into a killing machine. Hassan's ancestors took on archdemons.
Like his name says, he's an arrow.
Half lion, half eagle, with the instincts of both, griffins will always be hunters.
Just like his daddy, Davrin.
I suppose we are our nature.
Not sure about that.
Most of my life I've hunted the darker things in the world. But caring for a griffin? What do I know about that? Yet here I am.
That's not so bad, is it?
Not the path I expected. Makes me wonder about Hassan, his brothers and sisters, still young, pure.
You're worried?
I'm responsible for the future of every griffin alive. I want it to be a good one. These animals live to fight, but I wonder if there's another path for them.
I was wondering when my dialogue choice was going to pop up. I'm like, I'm yapping. I did not expect Rook to go calling him Daddy Davrin.
It's still early. Hassan's just a kid. Let him test the waters, see what shakes loose.
You mean like a parent?
Yep.
Parents. A scary word. I'm supposed to be his bodyguard.
What do you think you've been doing this whole time?
Trying to ignore it. If I get myself killed by a Hurlock, that's on me. If it's Hassan, I just don't want to mess it up.
I think that's where trust comes in. That Turlum idea you keep talking about. Trust Hassan to find his way. Don't force things.
He's headstrong.
Good thing you are too.
Right. Thanks for the chat.
When Hassan and Manfred are just the two highlights. I love that we have the companions, but also that we have companions for the companions, which is truly great. Now we just need Hassan and Manfred to interact and to see what happens there. Okay, now with that in mind, we now can choose how to proceed. The nature of griffins. Talking to Rook about Hassan's instincts got me thinking. Can you change something you're born with? Or are we blank slates who can make our own way? Was I born a monster hunter, destined to do this job, or did I have a choice? With Hassan, he's this incredible ball of fur, feathers, and energy. Watching him learn to fly, or swim for the first time, or taste an apple. There's so much potential in him. You can see he's having fun, testing his limits, and learning about the world. Has anyone ever raised a griffin that wasn't trained to fight for the Wardens? I've seen them get into a frenzy around Darkspawn, so there's no doubt it's like a cat going after a mouse. It's ingrained. But can griffins do anything else? Would they want to? I wonder. I'm begging the Codex to properly get rid of marked entries. I have to like keep going over it multiple times. Just don't want to make sure I accidentally tick one off, or I read the same one multiple times. Okay. Now, in terms of choices, we have many choices of where we can go, but we're going to go back to the Necropolis halls. So there are new quests available. I feel like we should, by default, have increased rank with the faction of your choice in the backstory. We're going to take Lucanus, so we're going to have, like, necrotic upon necrotic damage with our teams here. So this could actually be pretty fun. And I'll be curious about the dialogue if there's any spite-related stuff. I wonder if hardened Lucanus also will have more of a spiteful nature, spiteful attitude. Seems kind of fitting for that demon to have Lucanus and spiting Rook for the choice that we made. But yeah, let's finally have Puss in Boots back in the party.
Let's ask Myrna and Vorgoth about these hauntings.
I'd also appreciate it if we could see to those displaced wisps. As I'm sure Rook's explained, the spirits of the Grand Necropolis reside here willingly. Most of our working dead are animated by unthinking wisps, which are little more than impulses from the Fade. But later, I could introduce you to some truly intelligent undead.
I think I've met enough spirits.
I think I've met enough spirits. Oh, that's good. What are we combining with? There we go.
Now's your chance.
Oh, it didn't do the cool camera angle.
Nice work.
Excellent work, Lucanus! Primed and ready.
Cool. Alright. See, just as I said, they're like, I was like, maybe they'll have some dialogue. And he's like, I've seen enough of my spirits, thank you.
Everyone all right?
We're not getting back up there, are we? You're just chilling. Oh, I've got to upgrade Emmrich's equipment. Whoa, look at this. Other Morn Watchers. Fancy outfits. And I have this. It's great. That's Tash. See, we have that. Seeing some outfits that we have. I want that armor, please. A note on ailments of the dead. Any watchers or visitors are to report at once if they witness imbalances such as dream cycles or broken auras amongst the Necropolis's sacred inhabitants. If you are unsure, please seek out a senior watcher for a proper diagnosis. Alright. Are you my vendor that will have the equipment that I desire?
Rook, Emmrich, your return is most welcome. We require the aid of watchers.
Your letter spoke of hauntings?
Malign spirits freed by the gods.
They have concretized into a variety of forms. Left unchecked, these spirits will cause great harm.
They must be put to rest.
This haunting was once a spirit of curiosity.
It has turned to a darker purpose.
Cool, similar.
We must keep track of our skeletal assistants.
Are any lost?
Intermittently. One revels in hiding in the sand.
So similar to how we've witnessed demons and spirits, how they can be interchangeable and transform into things.
Rook, Professor, a new group of venatori trespass in the shrouded halls.
The gall of them!
They come in search of plunder.
We'll put a stop to that.
The shrouded halls have been left in appalling condition.
Memory wanes.
That provides scant comfort.
What's the state of things in the shrouded halls?
We have made an acceptable amount of progress, yet work remains.
The dead are restless still.
How go your journeys, Professor?
The things I've witnessed could already fill a travelogue.
We would learn of them.
Next week's luncheon, perhaps.
Alright, merchant time.
Prepare yourselves.
I just need rank, so let's sell our valuables. That'll give us enough, 590. The guild. Rank up. Might focus on the Mornwatch shop, honestly, because of our backstory. Okay, armor time. Spined encasement, the iron cast, and striking misfortune, and the boundless scholar. We'll get that for Emmrich. So, encrusted with small piercing spines, this full body armor offers assailants no safe place to strike. This armor's vividly sculpted musculature is a testament to Navarra's unrivaled knowledge of anatomy, and a long coat used mostly in Grand Necropolis rituals. Precisely what kind of rituals is best left unknown. Okay, I reckon we'll go for this bad boy. I might just buy them all. I've got enough gold to do so, and then I can check out what I actually want. Diminish. All enemies within 6 meters are weakened. That's fun. Upgrade your ring. Haunted statuette, a gift for Emmrich. Lovely. And we'll grab this memento. Written over artwork, what began as an anatomical study has degenerated into a series of furious notes from several scholars on whether a skeleton can ever be said to be nude. Fun. Oh, and we have more appearance stuff here. Yes, piercing gaze. Adorned with luminous gems that resemble staring eyes, this axe may cause one to feel as though one is being watched. Perhaps one is. And Judicator's plating. Stormheart. Grey Warden officers typically dress in reinforced armor, as they are expected to lead from the front. Crafted from robust Stormheart. Lovely.
The dead keep watch.
Well, that was exactly what I was looking for. Now, in regards to putting that on, let's take a look at these. Oh, man. my intestines. Oh, I really like that visually. That's fun. That's all right. It feels uncomfortable. And then what's the other one? Is this one? Ah, yes. Me and Emmrich just hanging out. So there's our Morn Watcher style. Oh, if only Canary could have helmets. I'm sure there would be something fun there, wouldn't there? Let's go for that. Now, we have Dark Shard for necrotic damage, and we've really focused on a necrotic aesthetic. So I will keep that. And then we've got a new appearance for this, but I have to do that at home. Emmrich has the Boundless Scholar and the Hermetic Pendulum. Like clockwork, this intricate staff turns the wielding of death magic into a precise art. So it gets more stagger, and attack my target applies vulnerability to necrotic damage. Why not? And then what does it look like? Yeah. The original looks best. And in mementos, we have what we just picked up. Great. Onward.
Let's see if we can figure this out.
Okay, so we're just gonna have a lot of these.
That did it. We got it. What do we have here?
A wisp. Okay, so we're just going to be running around this area, just figuring it out for a while. Ah, the sweeping skeleton. Impossible map. During the Storm Age, romantic Navaran artists mixed a drop of their own blood into their inks. The Watchers discouraged the practice as it kept leading to possessed artwork. That's fun.
Here's one of those scattered wisps you mentioned, Emmrich.
It's out of alignment. Let's find a receptacle for it while it recovers.
Faint wispy noises. The risen gods in their divine power sense a potential ally in the Necropolis. We must sway it to their cause. According to that unbearable necromancer we've had to deal with, the entity we seek should be in the shrouded halls. But be careful. This being is ancient. Who knows what mood it may be in when we find it. Okay. Is the wisp with us right now? Because I don't see it. Okay. I do not see it. Gather all wisps in the belfry. We'll just track this, won't we? There's one up there.
Of course.
Spiteful aura. Summon the giant bone. Okay, now I think I'm taking it here. Ah, there's 4 of these chains. Gotcha. Okay.
The door's locked. Maybe it'll open if we bring more wisps.
Are they leading us here or warning us away?
They're powerfully warded, and yet someone passed through these doors not long ago.
Okay. Ooh, okay. Interesting. I gotta light the candles. Okay. A little bit confused by that. The door's locked, and it clearly wasn't. It's similar to when we did the shortcut on the bridge, and then we crossed the bridge, and then it said, this could be a shortcut. It's just kind of like the dialogue that should stop doesn't cease to trigger, you know? Like, if we unlock this door, that dialogue should just be removed. We gotta do something else to get that other wisp then, I guess. An overview of spirits malign. Malign spirits are inevitable. We understand what manifests them directly into our world. Jealousy, arrogance, greed, rage, and fear, bolstered very often by bloodshed. Oh, I'd love to fight another fear demon, that would be fun. Corruption of the undead is more insidious. It takes a significant disruption in the Fade, a more powerful spirit, or other mystical conditions to transform a normally serene denizen of the Necropolis into one of the malicious dead. Luckily, after banishing such spirits, we may recover the corpse and once again infuse it with a benign possessor. In circumstances where mortal suasion is behind a peaceful spirit's downfall, the penalty is clear. The lives and bodies of those who tamper with the undead of the Necropolis are forfeit unto the Morn Watch. It's by Watcher Myrna.
I wonder what this is about.
Let's light some shit and find out.
We got it.
I can assist.
Nice. Let's go and get that last one, shall we? Sure one of these don't want to come along with us? So this one has yet to be solved because I've got to do this. Whee! Pop! And then I can... Whee!
This cannot be the last wisp. We need another to unlock that door.
Right. Let's look around.
Whee! Ugh! Yeah! Ah, here it is. Okay.
There we go.
What about the... Huh. The one that came up before. Alright, I'll chuck that on. I'll change the appearance later. Now what? Oh, that one got up.
That last wisp's unlocked this door. Let's take a look.
Chamber of the Unforged. The venatori.
We're not alone.
Oh, we got an enemy demon. There we go.
End it now.
End them! They're at range. Come forth. Emmrich, nice work.
Fantastic, Rook!
Ready, Rook. They're behind you.
End them now!
Everyone still alive?
The Dying Wish. In a gilded cage. Cage is empty, yet on certain nights birdsong pours out through the bars.
Did this dead venatori get through a locked door?
An excellent question.
An excellent question, but... And the shadows chants. Venatori love a spellbook, so we let them find one. It is full of what we believe is right and good. It has converted no one, but we have hope. Huh, that's interesting. Incredible visuals here, too. I always love seeing artwork in games and how they show up. God, this is very cool. Now these are some fancy pants Tevinter designs. Look at these.
Sealed tight.
Stand back.
The formless one.
Venatori. Other sniffing rats. What form have you all? This vault's riches are mine. I tore them from the dead, and with me, they will remain.
It's a demon.
And a powerful one, to have been kept behind such ancient locks instead of simply banished.
Let's search around. Maybe the Venatori knows something.
Wait a minute. The formless one, is that... That's cropped up before, isn't it? Or am I getting it confused with another demon? Hmm. What is that? Investigate the sealed room. Search for clues. What we know. Place sealed long ago. Forgotten. Forbidden. Ah, that's kind of fun. The forgotten ones and the forbidden ones. Can sense magical loci projecting from here in the upper world. How? Demons will manifest on those points, tied to seals. One demon loci is in the Anderfels, one back home in Tevinter, and one in Arlathan. Kill the demons at the loci and the door to the inner chamber will unseal. Until entity inside the inner chamber is dead, lesser demons will keep returning. What we don't know how to leave this bloody place.
This note says the door's seals are tied to demons out in the world. Killing them unseals the door, but they'll keep returning until we destroy whatever's behind the door itself.
Then we have our targets.
The Order would be grateful. I've never even heard of this spirit.
Let's keep an eye out.
Yeah, the formless one rings a bell. There you go. We have demons in Docktown, Arlathan, and Hossberg to take out, and then we can return to this questline specifically. Now if we continue looking on our map, clear out the trespassers. So we have find and defeat the remaining venatori. Fit for a necromancer, offer a gift, of course. And hauntings, deathly curiosity. Find the haunting in the Necropolis. Oh, this opens from the other side. I thought those levers might have opened the door for us, That's fine. So we have to go through here and around. Okay. This way then? Oh my god. Okay. Okay. So this way then. Hang on. Over this way.
We've an unseen visitor.
See you.
If our contract is right, what we're after will be sealed away.
We can't search the whole place. Have you seen how far down it goes?
There! Strike now!
We've company.
Death is inevitable.
Death's final call.
This cannot be.
Oh.
Looks like the venatori planned on taking a few things with them.
The villains.
Now we can start opening these doors from the other side. Dense Tome. Duties of the Prelate of the Grand Necropolis, the previous Prelate of Vestalis Pentagast. Pentagast passed away in 949. Dragon. The ceremony was attended by his niece, a woman of some renown. Okay, a woman of some renown. So Cassandra Pentagast, however she wants to be referred to as the Divine, or maybe not the Divine, just a woman of some renown, attended Uncle's passing. Casual renown. Templars in Navarra. Tevinter commentary about Templars in other nations. There's a note from Emmrich at the bottom. Navarra is not unlike the Imperium when it comes to Templars. Navarran Templars still put down anyone foolish enough to be possessed by a demon. This is sensible. It is the best use of an attack dog if you are obliged to set one at the gates. Their political power, however, is thin. They're not beholden to the necromancers, but the necromancers don't always yield. It is how they ban the Templars from their crypts. How cynical. These unvarnished opinions of our kingdom. Navarra's Templars are hardly banned from the Grand Necropolis. There's simply a tacit agreement that any trouble arising there is best left to necromancers with a certain amount of experience.
So, Emmrich, you're a Mortalitasi.
Mortalitasi is a general term. I belong to the Morn Watch.
But you are a necromancer.
Yes, certainly.
Oh, okay. Anything else? I was expecting that to go somewhere. You are a necromancer. Okay. What is your question? When they both jumped over the environment, they're so cute. It's so fucking hilarious. We're all just skipping around here together. We got another door that I can open here, please? Yes. Someone forgot to unlock all the doors around this environment. I feel like my Rook's design is going to shine with all of the Mornwatch aesthetic now. And it's great that I get to wield all of that. Look at this guy. Oh man. See, there's that Mornwatch armor, but there's a helmet that I probably won't be able to wear, but I guess I could wear that if I was not a Canary. We'll open up this door as well. Volcanus, don't fall over the edge.
Look at this place. How long have the graves been unattended?
Too long. Much too long.
Nice. Okay. And now we can venture onward, and we can actually go to Curiosity Spirit.
There's a haunting.
Burgeoning Malice, okay. Oh, that was satisfying. Deflected all of them.
That was like Manfred, only worse.
Manfred would never be so vicious. Though, when pressed the wrong way, errant spirits of curiosity sometimes turn to malice.
Okay, and there you go. That's our issue with the Curiosity Spirit. Emmrich got some skill points, so I think we'll push into... We'll have this one. And... Critical hit, Necrosis. Critical hit, Chilled. Yeah. Maybe we might do... Healing. 20% of your ultimate. Actually, maybe... Return to Myrna and Vorgoth.
What tidings?
The spirits flock.
That skeleton that used to be a spirit of curiosity is gone.
Our gratitude. The magic animating this haunting is ancient.
The gods stole its slumber.
Nice.
Fair omens.
A lot of upgrades, which was good, and
much to be done.
Mornwatch strength. Also good. Okay, more hauntings have unlocked. Lovely. All right. And I think with that one, that is going to be where we bring this episode of Dragon Age the Veilguard to a close. So we'll defeat remaining Venatori and also do our companion quest for Emmrich next time. And then we'll see what we pursue in terms of the main quest as well. I think Morrigan is probably where we're going to go. And I'm highly looking forward to that. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed being able to come to the Necropolis. It's just such a great visual aesthetic, and obviously my faction storyline coming into play as well. And Emmrich and Manfred, no notes. They're great. So we'll probably return to the Lighthouse, check in with companions, and do some appearance changes, and then we will complete more Necropolis quests, and then Morrigan. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'll see you next time.